we can start this Plone Foundation annual meeting. So the Plone Foundation board was me as the president, Guido as the vice president, Brian Davis, who's online, as the secretary, Eric Breo, Rafaela Garcia Bazanera, Joao Enrico Gouveia, Mikel Larriategui, and our treasurer, Steve Percy.
And assistant secretary.
And assistant secretary, exactly. So Brian is the marketing chair, Rafaela is the membership committee chair, Mikel is the liaison to the security team, and Eric is the liaison to the GSOC team. So this year we defined 3 priorities and we focus on that. Since last year, we, for every priorities, there was at least one person of the board in charge and possible other person as well. That's the person between brackets. So the first main topic was strengthen the Plone Foundation and push for more diversity. So I will wake up Eric, it's the moment.
Yeah, a word about that. Well, on this, the main thing we're doing is to keeping up with the GSOC program, because that's how we get more diverse people. I mean, besides that, we are a bit too much European, a bit too much masculine, and a bit too much white, let's say. So yeah, that's our way to handle that. But
Old.
And old, yeah. But old, yeah. Also, so yeah, that's GSOC is pretty much our only angle to balance that, which is not great. I mean, it's great to go with GSOC, but we should do better on this regard, definitely.
Yes. We also try to lower our carbon footprint as a community, and Eric has an initiative for that.
Yeah, that was mostly a personal initiative, coming by there by train and trying to encourage people to do so. Also on this, I mean, that's also about our politics regarding sprint. All our in-person meetings are super important. At the same time, they're generating carbon. So we should try to also balance that. Yeah, I don't think we achieve anything major on this regard, really.
At least you show an example.
Of course, yeah, but.
So we have a straightforward sponsorship program managed by a team. So I will talk about that, Guido and Mikel.
Yeah, that was a key priority because I think if you look at the foundation and what it does, its key responsibilities, apart from the more soft side of like, the cultural aspect of keeping the community together, which is mostly done in teams, the core role, like the hard responsibilities of the foundation are like safeguarding our financial situation and safeguarding our legal situation. And financial situation means like staying on top of our bank accounts and making sure that we get money in that we can then spend on sprints and stipends. And I don't think we did a very good job at that. And that's also why I'm stepping down on that. And I'm really happy that Mikel is taking that on in the new term. And I hope that will give new energy.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, as I explained in the lining talks yesterday, we have a draft proposal for the new board regarding this sponsorship program and also a community recognition program. So we hope that the new board approves it and we can start right away working with that.
So we also have as a priority to write the list of requirements to organize a conference or a sprint.
Yeah, I've been sharing with prospective organizers of next year's conference a list of requirements or at least a list of items that they should be taken into account in order to organize the conference, and this way everyone has a clear idea of what the foundation expects. And there is also a draft of what to do or how to organize sprint. I know that also you work on that during the Salamina sprint, I think. Yeah. So that's open for discussion and also with sprint organizers, and yeah, let's see.
So we also had a priority to find new funding source for the Plone Foundation. We didn't add a lead this year, but one of the discussion we had is to establish a new entity that may allow us to find new funding source in the EU. And we will continue to discuss that, and we hope to at least have that for the next year. So, as every year, we are looking for new Plone Foundation members, and we also had a topic to better define the benefits and the duty of Plone Foundation members. So the membership committee was renewed by Rafaela, and we had 14 new members this year, so that's kind of amazing because I don't recall any year except maybe the first year of the Plone Foundation. So it's really great, and she was doing, and I think that helps also about diversity because she pushed a lot in the Brazilian community, and since we don't have often the opportunity to go there or to have them here, it's also a good thing for the Plone Foundation. And Brian published also a page on plone.org about the benefits and duty of the Plone Foundation members. So after the discussion during the Plone conference in Brasilia, we had basically a roadmap of Sprint last year, and we discussed how we can align that roadmap with the funding of Sprint. And I will let Michael talk a bit more about that.
Well, last year during the conference in Brasilia, almost all sprint organizers gathered there, and we decided that, or it was decided that, sprint funding, or at least strategic sprint funding, should go to comply with the roadmap of Plone and how to improve the stack and how to guide our development or our ideas. So after that initial discussion, we had all the sprints that were already mentioned in last year. So all of them were funded by the foundation, and we hope to do so in the coming years also.
If I may add to that, because we had follow-up discussions on that it's really important that sprints move the roadmap technically forward, but it's also important that sprints support community building. And we made sure that we will also recognize that aspect. So it's like two priorities, and and the sprint should move the roadmap forward, but it's really wanted that it also builds community.
So another topic was to ensure financial operation and treasury transfer, and I will let Guido talk about that because it was a busy year.
Treasury, yeah, that was like a big headache because we've tried to work with the outgoing treasurers, and that turned out to be a tangle of things. And Steve, he put in a huge effort in untangling that mess. It turned out that we almost, let me summarize it positively. We have full control over our bank accounts moving forward. And we also, there's been a policy established that we should have like 4 eyes, there should, the whole, like somebody gets run over by a bus risk, that turned out to be, once you start looking, you find risks of that type everywhere. And Steve has put in a lot of work in making sure that like all the transactions, like infrastructure that's being paid for, that the cards for that, like the details are available to multiple persons. He's also doing a ton of work and documenting all of that. So he's interim treasurer, and he's doing really a great job in sanitizing the whole financial operation, documenting that, streamlining that, making it like ready to hand over to a new treasurer to come in at some stage when that job is done. But I've looked at with nothing but admiration at the energy and the effectiveness of what Steve has put in the past month. It's really a big job that he did.
Please another round of applause for Steve because he deserves it.
No. No, I'm actually very excited. I see that we're taking control of the finances, but also reducing expenses and having more collaboration with providers and sponsors, so that the people who are giving the Plone Foundation money are seeing and receiving what the benefits that they expect. So there's going to be a lot more communication about that coming forward, and I'm really excited about our future programs that Mikkel's going to be leading together with the marketing team.
And I would like also to add that Steve also invested a lot of time because he attended almost all our last 3 months meetings to understand how he works, to bring the problem to the board directly and to tackle them. So it was really, really helpful and nice. Thank you, Steve. So our second main topic was to empower the Plone community. So to have more in-person events, sprints, but not only.
On this, not much to comment, I would say. I mean, we had probably more sprint than ever, which is good. At the same time, we are trying to aim for smaller sprint and more sprint, but smaller, which was not the case. Actually, people are really eager to go to sprints, which I totally understand. That was not the initial objective, let's say, but still it's nice. We are supporting that and founding that with pleasure. Probably we should continue pushing on this part.
So about training, there was an initiative to think of way to better train newcomers, and Rafaela basically create a document based on Erico training, and she will share that to the world. So it's kind of the same thing, but we would also have to have a clear and community-adapted roadmap shared between Classic and Volto teams, and Mikkel and Guido worked on that.
Now, this compresses more or less what we talked about, the sprints and the roadmap thing. So, yeah, we try to gather both Classic and Volto teams in the roadmap and fund the sprints to get this agreed roadmap on. Yeah.
But Mikkel helped to do some communication between.
Yeah, I mean, I offered myself as a bridge between both teams, so that if there was any problem or whatever, or communication failure, to try to bridge both worlds, there was no need to that. So yeah.
So we had also as an objective to renew and revamp a sub-community like Plone Gov or Plone Edu. So the Plone Edu was renewed last year, and we still look to renew the Plone Gov initiative as well. There was the objective to start a new team like the Plone.org dev team, and to have a grant and fundraising team. So To summarize, the Plone web team has recruited contributors. They start meeting and they plan to have a new release of Plone.org in 2026. So there will be two teams, the dev team and the content team. And now they are focused on the dev team, for example, to revamp the provider listing. There is a great initiative bring by Astrid, Vitali, and Brian to do that. And the content team will focus on the site information and the architecture. But we don't add the opportunity to work on the grant and fundraising because we had a lot of things to do related to the change of treasurer. So to help to make sure the conference is a success, I think it is. But Michael can.
Yes, we as a board help with regular meetings with the organizers to make this conference a success. So we provide guidance with the items that were taken into account in previous conferences, and we tried also to find an organizer for next year. So let's wait for the lightning talks to know that.
Martin, if I could just, on the issue of finding new funding sources, I have been really eager to start searching for grants and help people who identify organizations. We have Python Software Foundation, EuroPython, they just throw money at us easily. Well, we have this other language that we tend to use on the front end quite a bit, and they are now starting to form foundations and they want to throw money at nonprofit organizations, NLNet. There's a bunch of funding sources. So if you happen to know somebody out there in the community who wants to throw money at a nonprofit organization that'll develop JavaScript, Python, web application, open source software, please come to me. I will help you write a grant. And we will go after that money and at least get a chance of it.
Thank you. So the third main objective was to promote and market Plone. So we promote the latest advancement in the Plone Volto distribution. So we had 8 new releases of Plone since last year's conference, and we publish every sprint report. And now we have also a Plone dedicated page about Plone Headless as well. And we hope to have more information from Victor in the future on that topic to provide that on Plone.org. Marketing team has also discussed promoting Volto release directly on Plone.org because they are way faster than Plone Classic, and that's normal. And Brian did a talk for the World Plone Day dedicated to real-time web and how Volto can interact with third-party APIs. So there was also an objective to improve Plone.org SEO and metadata. So the marketing team have begun looking at our SEO with Google Search Console, Ahrefs, and other crowd tool. And Vitali addition to the marketing has been instrumental. He has helped us to think SEO first. We have put effort into identifying untapped SEO potential of underserved industry vector and promoting different use cases for Plone. Since we are planning a major content overhaul, we intend to coordinate a wider SEO effort with the relaunch of Plone.org in 2026. So encourage participation in community events. So the marketing team has blasting social media with even notice at a much higher rate than they did in previous year. This is mostly thanks to Astrid great works. I don't know if she's here. Yeah. So assess and contribute Plone review information around the internet, CMS comparison, outdated Wikipedia page, and more. So Astrid has been leading this effort to improve Plone information around the internet. Such places include LinkedIn, G2.com, Google Reviews, StackShare, TrustRadius, and CMS Garden. Also, we produce documents stating how to update Wikidata information on Plone. So promoting better and clearer documentation and entry points for newcomers. So I said earlier, the PloneGov BR community is writing a document with quick tips for using Plone. We'll check where to make it available for everyone. So which of posts increase repost by board and foundation members. So the PloneGov BR community created a Telegram group with community members to manage super and news and publish trainings. I think it's a really, really great thing because we don't reach, I think, the Brazilian community as much as possible, and that's good that we have someone in the board to relay those kind of information. Look for regular community events. So the PloneGov BR community organized a Python server in 2025 and will organize a Plone symposium in November. So about membership, the membership committee this year was 4 persons. So Rafaela Garcia Bazanera as the chair, me, Paul Woolen, and Fran van Dijk. So as I said earlier, we had 40 new members. So if you are here, please, Alak? No, Alak. Ana Luisa Lopez is not here, of course. Clayton Caetano de Souza from Brazil. David Ikim from Romania. Dante. No one is here. Ion Lizarazu. Julio Singa Suzuki Lopez. Luis Flavio Loreto da Rocha. Lur Ibarguzzi. Ramiro Batista da Luz. Rohan Shaw from India. Silvio Carlos Marino, Unai, I'm sorry for the name, by the way. Unai Xaburu is here or not? And Wesley Barroso Lopez. So we have currently 96 active members. That's 5 more than last year at the same time. From 21 countries, we have 215 emeritus members, and we still have 3 pending reviews that we will work on in the few weeks. So community and codes. This year we had the steering circle, and Eric still leads the steering circle meetings monthly on the first Thursday at 3 p.m. UTC. So thank you, Steve, for that.
It's Eric, not Steve.
Oh, sorry, Eric. Yeah. It's always in my mind with a lot of things, so sorry. So new contributor. This year we had 21 active new contributors who signed the Plone contributor agreement, and 5 new contributors for the ZOAP contributor agreement. And as always, we are excited to have new people contributing to the Plone and ZOAP code base. So Google Summer of Code. Eric.
So we had 3 ongoing projects this year, mostly limited by the fact it's not easy to find mentors. I think usually, Google would grant us with 5 if we can provide the mentors, but yeah, it's not always easy, as I was saying. One of the projects didn't went well, unfortunately, but the two other were really successful, and we are glad to have the two students here this with us in Finland. And yeah, nice stuff again. I mean, the process is always a bit bumpy and so on. We know it's creating a lot of let's say, noise on all the communication channels we have because the students are really eager to join. At the same time, it's a very valuable thing, as I was talking about at the beginning of the meeting. So we want to continue. We are also thinking about way to kind of mitigate the extra activity and workloads that this is producing for the entire community. I'm not talking about the mentors, I'm talking about people who are active on such or such repository and are, asked millions of questions by students when it comes to the moment of the year where students are looking for projects. So that's something we have in mind. We are totally aware. Nevertheless, we think it's valuable, and we want to continue on this.
Please, a round of applause for the mentor and the mentee, because it's always awesome to meet. I see Manas here. I don't know if Andrew is here as well, but I met him last night. Please go to them, because they have a lot of things to share with us as newcomer to the community. So sprints. So we had 4 strategic sprints this year. The Alpine City Sprint in Innsbruck, the Bucharest Plone Sprint in Bucharest, the Beethoven Sprint in Bonn, the Ajolote Sprint in Mexico City, and the Salamina Sprint in Ferrara. We also had Plone Tune-Up each third Friday of every month. So it's also a great initiative by the marketing team to work on various topics, and anyone can show up, and there will have work for everyone, because that can be documentation, that can be working on Plone.org content, or that can be bug fixing or whatever. So about the marketing, we had a wonderful World Plone Day 2025. So the marketing team led the organization of this year's edition of the World Plone Day. There were 48 videos recorded during this year, and that's amazing. A round of applause for them. Also, for the Plone Conference 2025, as Michael said, the Plone Foundation supported the organization team during the preparation of the Plone Conference 2025, and we also had the great help of Steve for the sponsorship, because we know that for university it's sometimes difficult to manage incomes and outcomes, so it was really great. Thank you for Steve, and of course for the organizer. So evangelism and outreach. We continue our membership to CMS Garden, and the marketing team members attend to the meetings. We also add the Plone Tagung, and the event was sponsored by the Plone marketing team. We had other initiative on YouTube, so one episode of Plone Mao Noa Massa, Plone Hands-On, and Plone Newsroom. So we had 6 premium sponsors this year, so please applaud them. Enfol System, ECT Click, Kit Concept, Crave, Simples Consultoria, and Syslab. We also had 4 standard sponsors: Agile Coach, Cloud19, Combinat, and Red Turtle. I would like also to say that we had a one-time sponsorship of $1,000 from an organization on GitHub. It was a great surprise, and thanks to them. And every year, a special thanks to our individual sponsors. So, as you can see, there is a lot of people there that are sponsoring the foundation every month or every year. And that's also thanks to them that we can fund Sprint, because I don't recall the exact amount, but we are around $500 per month from them. And that's also allow us to sponsor events and fund sprints. So thanks to all of them. By the way, it's really easy to do so. So just go on GitHub. You can start with $5 a month or more, of course. Yeah.
Ask who in here.
Who in here sponsored the
On GitHub.
on GitHub?
Actually, we should ask people to stand up if they do.
That's your kind of thing, not mine. So, the next Plone Foundation Board of Directors. So, first of all, I remind you that nominations are really important, as I said during the lightning talk. And thanks to that, we had two more nominations. And honestly, I think that's really great, because that means we had a real election. Even if we vote, if there is only 3 people for 3 seats, that's an election, of course, but we already know the result, and that's not the case this year. And that's my experience of the board, but being on the board, it's really fun. I cannot say for all of them, but for me, it's a great time to meet nice people, to help the foundation and the community such a way that we allow funding, we help fixing problem. And I honestly, it's my 3rd year on the board. I will start my 4th year now. And I never regret the fact that I started, even if my partner was pregnant at the time where I jumped in on the board, and my baby daughter was born 2 months after I started on board. So maybe you can say a bit more about your experience on the board.
No, of course, it's great. I mean, to be able to share some moment with friendly people, as those guys, every other week is great, obviously. And regarding the work that we do there, we know it's useful. So, yeah, it's all good there. No, I mean, you want to comment?
Yeah, all nice people, but I don't think we've been very effective. Yeah, at all.
Yeah, nothing else to add to their words.
Nothing more.
Thank you. So we had an election.
All board members can totally agree. It's the best time of the week, almost.
I agree. So we had an election, and the candidates were Eric Breo, with already 2 terms, because now it's always 2 years, Gildardo Bautista, Mike Meltcafe, and Riku-Pekka Oksanen. So the next board for this year will be Riku-Pekka Oksanen, Eric Breo, and Gildardo Bautista. So I would like to really thank Mikel and Guido for their service. As Guido said, I think we didn't did a good job. I disagree for some part, I agree for some part as well, but I always agree that having someone pushing and saying what he thinks was really valuable, because if everyone agree with everyone, it's a problem at the end. So thank you both for that. And now I will ask Gildado and Rikupeka to join us. So, is there any question, remark, anything?
Then I move to pull the short.
Yeah.
Get the microphone and explain what you mean. Sorry.
We need to go to coffee and yeah.
Give the microphone to.
All right.
Because you cannot say that, and there are new people here.
So yeah, it's a tradition that the meeting should be not extended too long, and in the board meetings, due to one old member, there is the motion to end the meet or to adjourn the meeting, and it was abbreviated or shortened to pull a short.
So you move to pull short.
Yes.
I second it. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Any abstention? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
And one more applause for Martin, who's been doing a great job, really.